with fall quickly approaching and the North Georgia mountains trading summer haze for crisp air and leaf-strewn curves. The Kingbull Rover 2.0 arrives at just the right moment. This full suspension fat tire e-bike promises calm control when pavement turns patchy and steady traction when routes wander onto gravel. A torque-sensing Bafang hub motor, 26x4-inch CST tires, and hydraulic brakes set the tone for measured confidence, rich riding, while the 4-bar linkage and 720 watt-hour Samsung batteries suggest long, unhurried miles as temperatures dip. It's a platform built to meet the season head-on, sure-footed on damp mornings, composed on sweeping descents, and eager to turn changing conditions into an easy rhythm. The Kingbull Rover 2.0 is the sort of e-bike that feels purpose-built for the places where pavement and gravel take turns telling the story. It's a full suspension fat tire machine with a torque-sensing hub motor and a stout aluminum chassis. And the sum of those parts comes alive on the curving, rising, and patchwork surfaces common in the North Georgia mountains. Rather than chasing novelty, the Rover 2.0 leans into balance. It doesn't try to overwhelm rough roads with brute force or chase road bike sharpness on smooth sections. Instead, it blends controlled suspension movement, predictable power delivery, and generous tire footprint into a ride that stays calm when the surface gets busy and remains engaging when the road opens up. That character starts with the frame. Kingbull builds the Rover 2.0 around an all-aluminum structure with a tapered head tube, guided internal routing, and a removable integrated battery. The proportions are deliberate, long enough between axes to track cleanly at Class 3 speeds, short enough in the cockpit to keep steering inputs natural when you're threading along a shoulder or lining up for the entrance to a gravel connector. 12mm rear through axle and JP73 aluminum rims give the wheel system a welcome rigidity, which means the suspension system isn't wasting energy fighting lateral flex. Riders from 5'6" to 6'5" will find workable positions thanks to a broad seat height range and a 700mm bar that offers leverage without nervousness. At 80 pounds, the bike reads hefty on paper, yet the low placement of the 720 watt-hour pack and the structural stiffness keeps the mass from feeling top-heavy once you're rolling. Alright, let's get this thing unboxed. Unboxing the bike is straightforward, and all necessary tools for assembly are included. First, I remove the packaging straps and open the box by carefully removing the tape and pulling the box free of the staples. Then I laid the box down. I slid the e-bike out carefully, stand the e-bike up and remove all zip ties and protective foam, revealing the sleek design of the Kingbull Rover 2.0 e-bike. Install the handlebars by loosening the bolts on the bike stem, centering the handlebars and rotating them to align with your preferred riding position before tightening the bolts securely. For the front wheel, loosen the bolts of the protective bar on the front fork. Add the front wheel and tighten the bolts to ensure it is secure. The pedals are clearly marked for the left and right sides, matching the pedal stems. Screw in the pedals and use a wrench to further tighten them easily. Install the front headlamp by loosening the bolts on the fork brace, attaching the headlamp, and then adjusting its orientation to face forward. Alright, let's take this thing for a ride. Suspension defines how any bike interacts with imperfect ground, and the Rover 2.0's mix is tuned for mixed terrain. Up front is Kingbull's OSD R26 coil fork with preload adjustment and lockout delivering 100mm of travel. Out back is the DNM DV22AR oil spring shock with 45mm of travel and external damping adjust. The frame uses a true 4-bar linkage, and that matters more than any single travel number. On bumpy pavement, the fork filters sharp high-frequency ripples that stack into fatigue over time, while the rear linkage tracks through small hits without kicking energy back through the saddle. On gravel that's been graded recently and carries a loose top, the rear wheel stays engaged rather than hopping across corrugations. The useful trick is that the suspension continues to behave under braking and pedaling. Grab a handful of lever to trim speed for a tightening bend and geometry stays composed. Add a few more watts through the cranks mid-corner and the rear triangle doesn't squat so much that the line drifts wide. You feel supported, not insulated. Power is delivered by a Bafang 750 watt brushless hub motor rated at 80 newton meters of torque, governed by a 48 volt 25 amp controller. Numbers aside, the defining trait is the torque sensor. Instead of the binary fill common to cadence-only systems, the TROG-1B sensor reads pressure on the pedals and introduces assistance in proportion to your effort. On roads that snake along hillsides and change grade more than once in a single view, that proportional behavior keeps cadence predictable. You press a little more as the pitch nudges upward, and the Rover 2.0 responds with little more, not a late surge that upsets balance. Ease off as you crest and assistance fades with you. It's a rhythm that invites steady pedaling rather than constant mode fiddling. The twist throttle is there for rolling away from a stop or making a quick adjustment in slow traffic, but the drivetrain feels at its best when you're using your legs and sensor together. Kingbull pairs that motor with a Samsung 48 volt 15 amp 720 watt hour battery wrapped in an integrated aluminum shell that works as both armor and heatsink. Range always depends on terrain, rider mass, wind, and assist level, but the published claim up to 60 miles maps to real outcomes if you cruise in low to mid assist on rolling ground and reserve the higher modes for long climbs or headwinds. The thermal design helps here. Slow climbing on warm days can be tough on batteries and controllers, and the shell's ability to shed heat keeps output stable rather than tapering. Water protection is another part of the equation. Mountain weather is changeable, and a pack that shrugs off wet roads or the spray that comes from a short gravel stretch after rain isn't just convenient, it preserves confidence that the electronics will work every time you press the power button. Charging with the UL certified 3 amp unit is straightforward and quick enough that the bike fits easily into daily life. Tires and wheels do a different kind of work. The CST C1752 26 by 4 inch rubber brings a wide contact patch, and that footprint is the quiet hero of the Rover 2.0 on winding roads. When pavement is pristine, the tires hum and deliver steady feedback as lean builds. When the shoulder erodes a bit or a driveway deposits a strip of pea gravel at an intersection, that extra width gives you options. You can build your arc and trust that the front will keep tracking. You can straighten slightly, cross the compromise, and roll back in without drama. When Forest Service connectors or the top layer turns marbly and ruts invite you to chase a narrow path, the big footprint lets you be selective without feeling trapped. Puncture-resistant casings and Schrader tubes make pressure adjustments simple, and a few PSI either way can tailor feel for more pavement or more gravel on any given day. The JP73 rims and beefy spokes add the sort of stiffness that keeps steering precise even when the load increases. Braking is handled by Zoom HB875E hydraulic calipers squeezing 180mm rotors at both ends, with power-off levers that immediately cut power assist when you touch them. The important quality here is modulation. It's easy to set initial speed before turn-in, make small mid-corner trims without upsetting grip, and release with predictability. On long curving descents, that roll from shadow to sun and back, again, that consistency prevents the pendulum effect. That can happen when brakes bite too hard and then release abruptly. Heat management is sensible for the bike's mass. 180s are a practical match for fat tire traction, and the levers keep feel steady as pads warm. If you regularly carry maximum payload on sustained downhills, a rotor upgrade would add margin, but for the varied up and down rhythm of the mountain roads, the stock setup feels just right. The mechanical drivetrain keeps things simple and robust. A Shimano SL M315 shifter moves a 7-speed RD M310 derailleur across a 14 by 28T freewheel and a 48T chainring on 170mm cranks. Set your cadence window. Pushed by leg power alone, that gearing would feel limited at both extremes for strong riders, but the torque sensing hub changes the calculus. On rolling blacktop with speeds in the high teens and low 20s, you'll live in the middle of the cassette and let the motor add a gentle tailwind to each pedal stroke. On gravel climbs, pick a comfortable gear, stay seated and focus on round pedaling. Assistance will follow your foot pressure without forcing you to hunt constantly for another ratio. Because the motor drives the wheel rather than the chainring, shifts aren't punished by electric torque, so chains and cogs see less extreme load than on mid-drive systems. Maintenance stays straightforward. Keep cable tension steady, lube regularly, and swap wear parts on schedule. Electronics and interface are tidy. The KB35H color display is backlit and legible in full sun, with a layout that prioritizes speed, assist level, battery state, and trip metrics. Buttons are easy to identify with gloved fingers, and the system responds promptly to inputs. Lighting runs from the main battery with a 48-volt headlight that pushes a useful beam. Payload capacity is claimed at 400 pounds, and the chassis behaves like it was designed with real-world carrying in mind. Load the rear, and the 4-bar suspension keeps weight shifts from overwhelming the shock's travel. The Bafang motor's torque has no trouble nudging additional mass up rolling grades, and the hydraulic brakes preserve confidence on the way back down. For riders who treat the Rover 2.0 as a daily machine, groceries, camera gear, or tools during the week, longer loops on weekends, this composure under load matters as much as any headline spec. Sound and feel contribute to the bike's personality more than spec sheets capture. There's the low song of 4-inch rubber on smooth asphalt and the faint roar of the hub under moderate assist. On gravel, the noise floor drops to the hush of casing over aggregate, with the suspension taking the sting out of small hits without clanks or top-out knocks. Nothing rattles. That quiet competence is its own feedback loop. When a bike behaves predictably and sounds unbothered, you ride more smoothly, which in turn keeps the bike calmer. The Rover 2.0 lives in that loop. Durability shows up in parts choice and serviceability. Bafang motors are widely supported. Shimano 7-speed components are common and inexpensive to maintain. KMC Z7 RB chain is easy to source. Zoom hydraulic systems use standard mineral oil and straightforward bleed procedures. CST tires sizing is ubiquitous, and Schrader valves make pressure tweaks quick at any gas station airline if your portable pump stays home. The UL certified charger and the attention paid to battery shell construction suggest a brand aware that riders store and charge bikes in real homes, not laboratories, and neat confidence that the electrical system behaves. For riders based in or drawn to the North Georgia mountains, the Rover 2.0 reads like a local. Roads here aren't defined by uniformity. They change texture as temperature swings. They carry gravel wash from driveways after rain, and they bend around geography rather than cutting straight through it. A bike that succeeds in this environment needs steady manners, well-damped suspension, and power that matches effort rather than tripping over it. Kingbull's platform delivers those traits. It invites you to settle into a pace, look far ahead, and let the road decide the soundtrack. When it's time to climb, the hub motor adds the sort of help that keeps breathing under control without breaking the flow. When the route tips down and curves back on itself, The brakes and geometry translate intent directly to the tires. When you step back from the spec sheet and think about what an all-terrain full suspension fat tire e-bike should accomplish on winding mountain roads, a simple rubric emerges. It should hold a line when surfaces misbehave. It should translate pedal pressure into forward motion without jolts or lag. It should stop with grace and predictability. It should run cool and steady over long days. It should make mixed terrain feel like an invitation, not a barrier. The Kingbull Rover 2.0 clears those bars with room to spare. It doesn't demand that you change the way you ride to suit it. It adapts to the road you choose and lets your inputs set the tone. In a region defined by curves, climbs, and changing textures, that's exactly what you want from a full suspension e-bike built to roam. Thanks for watching, and if you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and join us on this electrifying journey. This is Jeremy Vinny, signing off. We'll see you on the next one.